So in the next 5 minutes, I will be rushing through how to estimate the blood loss. We all know why estimation of blood loss is very important because it helps in improving our response time and timely activation of our protocols. But at the same time, it also helps in restricting unnecessary interventions also. So for time immemorial, you all have been using the visual estimation of blood loss. So what's the problem with it? It's highly subjective. It's like this picture where somebody will see it from one side saying that it is 4 roads, and the other one will say it is 3 roads. So it is totally subjective and it is only semi-quantitative. And studies have shown that if it is a massive loss more than 1 liter, we usually underestimate it, and slower losses we usually overestimate. And regarding slow trickles, it's really dangerous. I would like to share one experience. I think I have shared it in earlier platforms also. A patient who had a multiple vaginal laceration. The first year PG started suturing. After some time, the second year PG took over. Then the final year PG came in. By the time all the three had their share of suturing, patient went into DIC. So all these slow trickles, you have to be very careful. Can we improve our accuracy with visual estimation? Yes, simulation courses might help, but the skill will decay over time. And pardon me for saying this, studies have shown that it does not improve with your specialty, age, or clinical experience. And we all have been trying to memorize all these pictures, how much is each of these blood loss, but we know that there is a lot of error, and there is more than 30% error. And as far as clots are concerned, the problem with is as the blood coagulates, the clot will contract. So again, the size estimation is not proper. But however it contracts, the weight is not going to change. That's where the importance of the gravimetric method comes in. The gravimetric method acts by the principle of 1:1 conversion. You just have to remember this formula: 1 gram is equal to 1 ml. That's the only thing you have to remember. And ACOG in their statement has specifically said that it is superior to visual estimation. So what should you do? In your labor room, you should have a dry weight chart. When I asked across different institutions are using different packs. So in some packs, there will be dry weight of each item would be already labeled. But in some other packs, it might not be there. So the pack which you are using, you find out the weight of each mop or each thing inside it and put it in their labor room. Okay, so that dry weight chart should be there. Then the remaining part is very simple. After a vaginal delivery, once the baby comes out, at that time you will be putting the initial pad with that pouch where all the amniotic fluid will go in. So after that, you put the second pad without the pouch. That's when you start counting your blood loss, and that should be before the placental delivery. And at the end of the procedure, all the blood soaked mats, mops, everything has to be weighed. And the net wet item gram weight, and you have to subtract from that the dry item weight. That will give you the ml of blood loss. In case of cesarean section, again, once the baby comes out, you have to suck out all the amniotic fluid, and you have to, then after that, you have to put the second mop, and you have to pin it onto the sides, and then that mop should be actually, that pad should be actually double absorbent side, so that even if some blood leaks in between, that will also be absorbed. So everything you have to weigh at the end. And as far as the suction is concerned, before you measure it, you have to make sure the amniotic fluid which has gone into has been taken care of. And in case of laparotomy, many times we soak it with saline. So those mops should be properly wrinkled before you use it. But if you wrinkle it properly, then the weight doesn't change much. And time frame, it should be continued as long as there is active bleeding. There is also direct blood collection where calibrated drapes have been used, but there is not much clinical difference. Clinical assessment, as all of you know, the vitals you can't rely upon, because by the time the vitals changes, the blood loss will be more than 30 to 40%. And what does future hold in? It's the time of artificial intelligence. So people have started taking pictures with a tablet camera and uploading it into a mobile app, which will be doing the colorimetric analysis and giving you the results in real time. But this needs further validation. So to take home, quantification of blood loss is very important, because your visual estimation has got a potential for both over and underestimation. And prompt initiation of this help in saving many lives, and it also avoids unnecessary and potentially harmful interventions. So what does it take? It just takes a team effort. You need to shift your perspective from a single healthcare provider to a team which will take care of it. And let me conclude by taking these lines. Actually, I got these lines from Uma Madam's mail. Better is possible. It does not take a genius. It takes diligence. It takes moral clarity. It takes ingenuity. And above all, it takes a willingness to try. So let's all try to be better. Thank you.